Performers and Achievers. Welcome to Performers and Achievers Daily with me, Raj Gavurla. In today's episode, this is an important episode. And as you all know, I help performers and achievers at the professional level to 9 years of age. And it could be in business, it could be different types of businesses, it can be in sports, it can be different types of sports. And it can be different positions or roles in those businesses, different positions and roles in sports, whether it's coaches, assistant coaches, different players, different positions and roles on the team. And then additionally, this includes obviously any kind of performer and achiever. So it includes actors and actresses. And it includes really about a lot of people that, again, are interested in taking their performance and achievement, being more consistent in one of 5 areas. And you all know one of those 5 areas, and one is so that they can progress or evolve or sustainably grow and sustainably develop, sustainably evolve to their instead of being apprehensive about competing at the next level. The other one is to eliminate or create a solution for a negative leadership, learning environment, and culture being caused by a specific person or people. The other one's overthinking. Fourth one, unstable confidence. And the fifth one is performance anxiety and overwhelm. And so, what is it that can be so relevant and relatable to about anyone, really? And this is just one of those epiphanies I received, and that is to ask yourself, are you congruent or are you doing congruently? And so you may be thinking, well, Raj, what does that mean? What that means is that for the environment, your position, your role, your status, your culture, or the people that are around you currently, and in that whole ecosystem, I'll call it an ecosystem, are you congruent? So, for example, if you watched an actor, right, or an actress, and they're playing a specific role, well, they make you experience what it is that that character is experiencing. What is their characteristics? And they become that character, or they portray the character. And so are they being congruent? Are they doing congruent? Right? And of course, sure they are. Now, to get to that point, they do a lot of prep work. They score the scene, the script. They look at, what's the time period? So that's an environment question. They look at, who's the director, who's the producer, what's the purpose of this film, what's the mission, what's the vision for it, who's on the cast. And then after all of that, then the professional actor and the professional actress, they decide by taking in all of these scoring inputs that they create, how they will portray this character. And so if they were not congruent, you as a viewer would be like, he or she, they didn't really look like they were that character. And you see this all the time, right? You see someone at school, maybe you have a child, son or daughter, they go to school and teacher writes a report. At home, they're perfectly good with you. You're their mom and dad. It's a different environment. You have some leadership learning there. You have your culture at home, and then all of a sudden they go into school and there's what? Different people around. There's a subject that maybe might be easy for them, a little challenging, very challenging, hard, or too hard. It probably varies from all of those, depending upon the assignment. And then there's also the people that are around. Do they have someone who's, maybe not so kind to them for whatever reason? And so that in itself becomes challenging, right? That fits into one of my 1 of 5 criteria. Maybe it is because they don't really know what are you congruent, are you doing congruent is. No one's ever really told them, not in that simplistic of terms or way. So this would be a nice upskill for them instead of just telling them, listen to what the teacher says, or see and listen to what the teacher says and tells you to do or don't do, and what your friends are talking about or classmates, and knowing when it's appropriate to maybe talk and when it's not, right? Well, during class, he was throwing paper, or she was uh, uh, talking while the teacher was talking, or another classmate was talking, or they, whatever it could be. It could be a bunch of things. So they're not congruent, right? So even a classroom has those environment, that culture, that leadership learning that's there. So is your son or daughter congruent? And then, of course, in sports, right? You watch sports players, you can watch and you can tell when someone seems to be a little off. They just don't seem to quite have the same uh, abilities or skill set that you're accustomed to seeing. Somewhere along the way, they're incongruent somewhere. And this happens to you in business as well, whether you're an owner, whether you're an executive, whether you're a professional, any level. And something's off here today. And there could be a lot of variables, right? Obviously, the biggest variable, which I don't do anything with the medical. However, uh, I have several customers who do have a medical condition or something, but it doesn't keep them out from doing congruent. They just have some upskill to learn and implement and apply the learning. And one of them is they receive treatment, so that's good because it's medical. However, the other is just how to navigate that environment, how to navigate their new reality, their new state, uh, with the people that they work with or for, or who they play for or with, or who's coaching them or training them, right? I mean, these are important things to keep in mind, right? I mean, the right people need to be informed or know. That's why it was very important. You can refer back to one of my previous podcasts about share the right things with the right people at the right time. It's very important, right? And I was playing a basketball game one day, and a friend of mine, a good basketball player, and I was like, I don't know why he wasn't able to, get back on defense and not able to do what he normally does. And, some of the things that was occurring even on the offensive side, and it was out of character, or, it was uncharacteristic of him. And sure enough, he had a sprained ankle. I didn't know that until obviously we were watching him, and it's like, oh, well, we didn't know. And once we knew that, then we could adjust and make some adjustments, and we continued to play. And so that is very important. Are you congruent? Are you doing congruent? So just like this here video, right? I mean, if I'm not making eye contact, I don't have good posture, good body language, good tone of voice that's appropriate for this specific environment, culture, who watches these videos. And the word choices, right? I'm a professional team player, so I will talk good, I will communicate effectively. I wasn't always this effective and efficient in front of a camera. No, I wasn't. However, over the years, as I what? Sustainably grew, sustainably developed, and sustainably evolved, how did I do that? By identifying where am I not congruent and where I am congruent, and in both areas, what is the upskill to learn and implement to progress? And so that's why customers come to me often, is because they know their job, their profession, they know how to play their sport. That's just not really the issue. The challenge is, and they have people obviously that are there to coach and train them and work with them and help and support them. The issue or the challenge is that they don't have the elite mental performance mastery coaching and training strategies that become skills when they implement and apply the learning, so they can receive practical good opportunity, good options, and good benefits. And it's just one of those areas where they need upskill. Some people have never even heard of elite mental performance mastery coaching training, and they don't even know what that means, or they don't know what, I mean, they've heard of mental toughness and they walk around and talk to people about mental toughness and about bring more energy, more effort. Uh, you got to want it more, push yourself, all of that. Well, you can only go so far with that without having the elite mental strategies, the elite mental preparation, the elite mental tools, the elite mental skills. I mean, that's reality. So I'm just making it relevant, relatable to the people who watch my videos, because that is what it is. That's called being in reality and knowing that to do congruent, it's not that you don't have the gifts, the talents, the abilities. It's just that you need to identify what is the upskill. And when you identify that upskill and you implement it, what happens? What happens is that whatever it is that you're pursuing, right? Whatever you're accomplishing, consistently performing, achieving, in whatever walk of profession you're in or walk of life, that you are now able to do so more effectively, efficiently. Therefore, it seems easier. You're able to do it faster, right? And it doesn't drain you as much. And the reason is, or take away your energy, because it doesn't take away the cognitive load. A lot of what occurs is that the cognitive load that you're experiencing, and these are performance variables that are not at the appropriate levels, and therefore it seems like you're not putting in the effort. It seems like you're not doing this, or it seems like you're maybe quitting or giving up, or it seems like you're getting too emotional, or it seems like you're frustrated or mad or angry or upset, or it seems like you don't know what it is. You're in a rut and you just sort of know, well, eventually it'll go away. That's, some people approach it like that and try to figure it out. And so these are all the things that I actually coach and train and teach. And so it's very important that you identify and find that, so that you are congruent. So you do congruent, right? And so when you're congruent, then everything matches up, right? I can give you another really simple example. Let's say you wear your clothes, right? We all put on clothes daily. Well, they don't match. You're not going to like that. Why? Why won't you like that? Because you're incongruent. You're incongruent. So that's one question you could either ask yourself: are you congruent? Are you doing congruent? Or when you look at someone else, see them, hear them, experience them, look at them and maybe ask yourself a question. Are they congruent? And of course, if they're not, it's going to sort of make you alert. And then when they are, then it's a lot easier to continue like this. And if they're not congruent, then, you might not have this, you might have this, and it's just not as stable, or you might have this, or conflict like this, right? So that's what I have for you today. So your bonus is for you to specifically do that. Look at where you are congruent, okay? Where you are congruent. And you're congruent in that area, you're sustainably growing, sustainably developing, sustainably evolving, because most likely you have the right people, the right resources, the right skills have already been put into your muscle memory. Okay. Now look at those areas that you're challenged in, or very challenged in, or maybe it's even hard, or maybe too hard. And, it's not rocket science. There's some upskill that's needed there. And someone needs to coach and train you, show you, or teach you, right? Now you can go and try to do it on your own. And, that'd be like trying to heal a really bad sprain on your own instead of going to, let's say, the medical doctor, whether it's a chiropractor or someone else, another type of medical doctor, your family doctor, sports medicine doctor, whomever it may be, right? So that's the service that they're providing, right? That's what they're doing. They're treating you so that your body can experience, and therefore your mind can experience support and treatment so that you can heal. As you do, then you regain some of those skills that were taken away because you have a really bad sprain on your quadriceps. So that's what I have for you today. Today's a Friday. So really thankful it's a Friday. Nice Friday. And of course, this podcast not about this, but that's what I want you to identify is where you're not congruent. And instead of being negative towards yourself, putting yourself down, putting someone else down because they're not congruent, or being mean to yourself or talking to yourself. Self-talk is really bad, atrocious. Getting on yourself or getting on someone else. Well, how about having this conversation? Send them my video, and maybe you all can share with each other and talk about, okay, well, let's take a look at this. Let's discuss this and see where we can go here. If you like my podcast, please like it and comment in the comment section for those of you who are interested in private, personal, professional, confidential services and programs with me. Visit my website, Gavurla.com. Fill out the brief form, and we will contact you as soon as we can. Enjoy your Friday.